Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. A lot to get to on this hump day on a rainy Wednesday morning here in Los Angeles. Jess Gerard responds to botched rumor from chicks in the office. As you guys know, you might have been spoiled or unspoiled, so you might not have followed this story closely. We had Rhea from Chicks in the Office releases a wild spoiler. Turns out to be wrong. We have her reaction, Zach and Kaity's reaction, and Jess making a quick and fun statement. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. Also, patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind-the-scenes bonus content. I will be live this morning talking about some tea, stories that I can't share with you just yet. If you are a part of the Patreon, you know that 4 months ago or 3 months ago, we first covered the Blake Horstman getting sued story. It wasn't public knowledge, but we talked about it on there. So if you want behind-the-scenes tea, stuff I can't share publicly, that's where you can go, patreon.com/Dave Neal. And this afternoon, like every afternoon, Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast, with more unique coverage every afternoon. It's a quick changing world out there in Bachelor Nation, and Bachelor Rush Hour, the afternoon podcast, gets you all the updated stuff. So here's the spoiler that Chicks in the Office released on Friday, this past Friday. And of course, this is dead wrong. We're going to show their reaction to finding out it's wrong and what Kaity and Zach had to say.
Spoiler alert, it's time. I'm going to reveal the spoiler, the tea that I heard. If you don't want to know, do not watch this video.
Okay.
But I know a lot of you want to know, so I have to make the video. We're not going to the finale, so I thought, why not just tell everybody what I heard? Once again, I have no idea if this is true. I really don't at all. It's just something I've heard that apparently no one else has heard.
Bring us a spoiler.
I don't know how I heard it, but nobody else did. So take that as you will. But apparently, after Zach got engaged to one of the girls, who I believe to be Kaity.
True.
That engagement ended, and he is now with Jess.
All right, so that's the spoiler. It was dead wrong, which is okay. It's okay that it's wrong. It's not a big deal that it was wrong. She actually had a live watch party. She got the clown costume. They did the live watch party, and she said, if I'm wrong, I'm going to show it to you. And she said, this is how everyone should look at it. Who cares if I'm wrong, right? And, of course, there she is finding out this is her finding out she was wrong with her spoiler.
They don't want people to know the truth, okay? Who knows?
It sure seems like a no.
So this is like 10 minutes left in this show, and it's pretty much looking like there's going to be no surprise ending. And she said, you never know till you know.
They don't want people to know the truth.
I like this. I remember my first wrong scoop. Right. Yeah, Jackson was saying that.
They don't want us to know.
All right, so then she finds out here. Let's see. This is her finding out that it was wrong.
Oh my God, it was
All right, she's wrong. It's all right. Yeah, like we've all been wrong. Trust me on that one. We've all been wrong. But then Rhea gets sick. So Rhea's sick. We're going to share what was said on the Chicks in the Office podcast. Before we get to that, here's Reality Steve reacting to Rhea's spoiler. This, of course, was for my episode of Driving with Dave, which was recorded on Friday, moments before Rhea actually released her spoiler. At this point, we just knew she had a spoiler and didn't know what it was. You can listen to this full interview, which is actually pretty interesting in hindsight after watching the season play out, but you can listen to this full interview on Bachelor Rush Hour podcast, link in the comment section. But also, she has to deal with, which I don't think we covered when I was on your podcast, she has to deal with the fact that they're kind of in with ABC. So this is Chicks in the Office is in with ABC as they get the premiere interviews. So she doesn't want to spoil the season and ruffle feathers. So she's got this spoiler. What she should have done is not say she had the spoiler and just given it to someone else. But if she has a spoiler, which apparently doesn't affect the outcome, she didn't want to, burn whatever bridges they have, as they get all the contestants.
But that's the weird thing is that, already people are coming after me saying I went on a rant. I mean, did people actually listen to what I said? I didn't rant about anything. All I said was, let's look at her tweet. And I read her tweet on the air, and then I basically broke down her tweet, and even in her own tweet, she says, I believe it 90%. Well, clearly then that's not something that you have vetted.
Yeah.
So my whole thing was, let's just talk about what she said. And in this particular instance, I said, look, if she has it right, she has it right. And it sounded like she just didn't want to give it to her audience because her audience might not want spoilers. Yeah. And that's all I was saying was like, does she realize what, basically was another thing, like kind of like the Instagram account, like, do they realize what they get into? Because the second she said that, how many people send that to me saying, have you heard this? You know, because they know I'm kind of the spoiler person when it comes to this.
Reality Steve, spoiler person, gender neutral. So it's a great conversation, and we had tons of fun there. If you want to check out that full conversation, you can listen for free on Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast, or you can watch it on Patreon at patreon.com/Dave Neal. It is live, all 21 minutes on Patreon. Go check that out. All right, here's Zach and Kaity responding to the rumor.
All right, everyone.
On Chicks in the Office.
With two extremely special guests, we have Zach and Kaity from this season of The Bachelor. They're here in person together as an engaged couple. Woo! Kelly is here as well.
Yes.
Who's Kelly?
You know, the elephant in the room is that Rhea is not here. I did ask you guys if you saw what she did, the mess she made. Now, she is not here.
As you guys know, I'm so jealous. They have a Dunkin' Donuts sponsorship. They have full 20-ounce canisters of Dunkin' Donuts right there, ready to go.
But she did make, she is sick, I will say. And, you know, she's like, I have a fever. And, you know, she's like, I don't want to get them sick. Yeah, so that's
she feels better.
Yeah,
She's taking care of all of us. She's helping us out.
She sent us a video for us to show you, and I will play it for you. And Noah, you can put in the audio after when you work your magic.
Hey, Kaity. Hey, Zach. It's Rhea. I just want to say congratulations on your engagement. I wish I could be there in person, but unfortunately, I woke up with a freaking fever after setting up.
By the way, Rhea's doing the thing when you call in sick to work that you put a hoodie on. You know, you're just like, you have to get like a tea. I have a fever. No, I believe her.
Friday night, and then we were joking around about it, and then I actually woke up with a fever. So that's really unfortunate, but that's besides the point. I just want to say congrats, number one. And number two, I want to say I'm sorry. I was spreading around a rumor that I heard that I thought may be true. I was all excited. I thought, oh my God, somebody trusts me with this information, only me. And I got a little excited. And I said, here's the information I heard. I don't know if it's true, but here's what I heard. So I'm sorry if I caused you chaos. I'm sorry for causing chaos to Bachelor Nation. And once again, congratulations. Would love to know your thoughts about that. I'm sorry, and congrats.
Yes. That was sweet. That was sweet.
So most were like, you know, nobody else.
Yeah, let me tell you something. It's a lonely world out there when you have a spoiler and nobody else has, and you're like, "Gosh, I really hope this is true." I put my character on the line here, and then you find out it's not.
Has heard this.
No.
So where, like, it just it just feels like it would.
And I never want to know I never want to ask people who their spoiler is, because any journalist worth their salt should, and she is a journalist, if she's releasing a spoiler, that's news. Now, she's not good at it. She's 0 for 1. That's okay. But she is a journalist at this point, at least acting as one. And you never want to ask someone what their sources are. But I wonder, like, who was this source? I'd love to know what kind of information she had to see how foolish it was.
Wouldn't be just you.
Yeah. Somebody else, right?
Would hear this.
Or it would have been an indicator of like something similar happening. Like
I know. And then she like actually felt so, like she posted it and then felt so much guilt. She like had a panic attack because she was like, what if people are like...
What would have been great is if the Bachelor producers put together a trailer that might have involved Jess just to play into it. That would have been interesting. There's a surprise twist at the end, and it's just Jess at home being like, "Huh? What?"
Like mean to Jess, and this was she freaked out. But hey, we're all good.
Yeah,
we're all good.
It's all fine.
So of course, all good now. Jess's response: she said, "I was rumored to be with who?" There she is. All she said was, first of all,
I'm glad you said that. I'm not 5'2".
I didn't even get a date next to the man. Okay, she said, "I was rumored to be with who?" And then she says, first of all, I didn't even get a date with the man. Next. All right, someone said Jess out for blood. She says, no, just making light of it all. Yeah, that's why it's so funny that it would have been Jess, because she's like, I didn't even get private time in the relationship. And now you think that he's going to throw everything away from me? Very funny. Justice for Jess. Here's their response.
Always good.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I appreciate that she actually made a video and apologized, because there's so many crazy things that go on and people have all these like conspiracies and this and that, but she owned up to it.
Yeah,
so I
exactly.
appreciate that.
She wore the clown suit.
Oh,
She,
yeah.
she said,
Yeah.
hand up, I'm wrong. She screamed
Yes.
from the rooftops.
She's done her penance, I'd say.
I definitely think she has.
That's so
but
funny.
now let's turn to you guys. This is your big moment. You're in New York. You're doing all your press now. How are you feeling? Because this is an exhausting turnaround.
Oh my God, we literally are going on 26 hours of not sleeping.
Yeah, no sleep.
believe it.
We landed this morning. We left straight from the studio, hopped in a car, went almost like missed our flight, flew overnight, got here.
Life's so tough. We flew first class. They gave us those little potatoes that are buttered really nicely and a warm chocolate chip cook. Come on.
And we just been bam, bam, bam. But hey,
Little
who needs
delusional.
sleep?
Who needs
Yeah.
We're a little delusional, so if we say anything out of pocket, edit this.
We'll keep that in mind.
Publicist in the
Disclaimer.
room.
Yeah.
We're good.
Oh, but we're super
I already got in
excited.
trouble.
Waited for the time that we were able to announce our engagement, and yeah, it feels so good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, no one asked for my opinion. Trust me, nobody. But I'll tell you, they look good together. It looks like it all worked out for them.
See that thing.
Yeah.
Want to see that?
Let's take a
Dying.
look.
All right, we're looking at the ring.
Ooh, looks like
Stunning.
a disco ball, eh?
Yes. You know,
I was dying at that last night when you said it looked
Yeah.
like a disco ball.
It
Loved
does.
Neil Lane's
Love it. It
stepping
really
up
does.
his Neil Lane's stepping up his game.
He
We've talked
really
about this
is.
last
He-
couple seasons.
Honestly,
he really is.
Stepping
So
up
now this might be its own video. It really could be. I'm not going to make it one. But Kaity, when they ask her, now watch this. When they ask her what type of ring she wanted, turns out it's the same type that Tino picked out for Rachel.
Big
Yeah.
diamonds. There is
beautiful.
not one part of the ring that doesn't have a diamond on it.
And that's the only way to be.
I was sad not to see Neil in
I was
person,
devastated
though,
not to
you
see
know?
Yeah, I thought so too.
what,
I guess
Thailand's
Old leather bag Neal.
yeah, he wasn't doing too hot. But beautiful rings.
Yeah,
Hey,
gorgeous.
that's all I can.
Exactly.
thankful for.
What picking a ring, was that stressful for you, Zach, or did you know right away when you saw that one?
So I thought it was going to be stressful. I was like, oh my God, like this is the moment. I don't want to. Can I cuss?
Yes.
I can't fuck this up. Like that's the last thing I want to do. And then I was presented with the rings, and almost immediately I saw that ring and I was like, that screams Kaity, without a
Yeah.
doubt. Like that, I'm picturing it on her finger. It can't go wrong. And it's a little big. We've talked about it of like
is
Oh
this
no,
a
not
practical
a
ring?
too big diamond.
Yeah.
oh trust me, we've had
Exactly.
No, we've
Kelly
had
and I-
it. We've had it.
Kelly and I
now.
like, oh God, what a problem. Oh shoot.
she's like, what if I get mugged? I'm like, that's a good point. Like,
Truly.
You could get a fake if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
you
yeah.
like.
No, I'm very
it's-
grateful. You
There's
did a great
no
job.
reason to downsize.
You got to get insurance for your ring. You have to.
can get a fake if you're that worried about it when you wear it.
Yeah, never.
You hold on.
Wait,
to
that's
it.
a good
Never
idea.
take away the shine.
Never
take away.
never
take away the shine.
Never downsize.
I have a question for you guys about that kind of in like a regular relationship. I feel that a lot of people will have this discussion, like what kind of ring you want, or like they'll go ring shopping together, whatever. Did you guys ever have a chance to talk about that? I feel like I'd bring that up personally. I'd be like, well, if I'm ever married, like
No, unfortunately,
want-
no, we did never have that conversation. I remember a producer asking me,
oh, good. So
what
somebody's
kind of
Yeah.
ring I wanted, and my ideal ring, and I've told Zach this, would be a gold band with a emerald cut on top.
love that. Love it.
I
Love it.
love,
Um,
yeah.
But I guess
pretty
Tino
different from
gave
like
that to Rachel
Oh.
last
Oh,
season.
that's right.
But
Yeah,
either
yeah,
way,
yeah.
like I said, so grateful.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it is gorgeous ring.
It's the second best ring
Yeah.
ever.
It is the second
It's the
best
sec-
ring, babe.
And she
All
loves
right,
it.
so that's what you get. There's no such thing as a free lunch. If you get a ring that's given to you by a TV show, it might not be perfect. All right, but they have a great sense of humor, and we have more to talk about regarding Zach. In the next video, he actually discusses the edit, which defends Gabby and also his character because he calls the edit out for getting things wrong. So we're going to have that story next for you guys. Don't forget, if you want to check out the Reality Steve interview, if you want to watch the video, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal and join the community. If you want to listen to it, it's on Bachelor Rush Hour's podcast from Friday, but also we've got tons, or maybe Monday, but we got tons of other content every single day on Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast. Link in the comment section. We will be back right after this with more content.